all going so well. Flight on time, ahead of schedule actually. We landed early. I went to get the bags as Claire had booked the car hire, so we sort of divided and conquered. Bags came out quickly, and now we are in a massive queue, as in you take a ticket and wait your turn. We are number 203, and they've just bought 160, so it's 40 people, and it is not moving quickly. It's a gold car at Alicante. I guess if you go for the cheap option, then you get what you pay for, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a bit annoying because obviously we kind of just want to get the car. We need to go to the supermarket and then get to the apartment. Yeah, God knows how long we're going to be waiting here for. Moments later. Good morning and happy Sunday from Spain. So I'm about a mile and a half into my Sunday long run, and I'm actually about to go back to the apartment because, as you can see, I'm wearing this hydration vest, which is new, which I've not tried before. I'm really struggling. I can't get it tight enough, and it is just like flopping around everywhere. I mean, it's as tight as it goes, but it's too distracting. 20 miles in this heat is going to be hard enough without having this also playing on my mind. So I'm heading back. I've already got 2 soft flasks of water, but I've got a litre and a half kind of pouch, but I'm just going to have to make other arrangements for water because I can't carry on like this with this one. So yeah, go back, drop this off, and then we'll start this vlog again. Right, take 2. Good morning and happy Sunday from Spain. So I am out on my Sunday long run. The plan is to do 21 miles this morning, so long. I've got a route. It should be reasonably flat except for the end, which is always nice. So I'm going down through a little town called Algorfa, and then I'm going to be running along the river. So as I said, it should theoretically be fairly flat, which is good because Chicago is flat. What Chicago will not be is hot. So I tried to get out early this morning, but I haven't got out anywhere near as early as I would have liked because I was faffing with the hydration vest for a while. And then obviously so I went back home and going back out again. So yeah, I think it's probably, I can't see on my watch because I've got my lap screen on, but it's probably about 8:15, and my plan was to try and get out about 7:15. The other thing was, it was actually dark, like proper dark when I got up this morning. So the sun rises a lot later here, but sets later as well. So I'm going to have to bear that in mind for the next week or so. But yeah, so I'm about 4.5 miles in. I'm actually only about a mile away from the apartment because of the way things work, but I feel so much better without that hydration vest. That was not a great purchase. Well, the theory was a great purchase. It just wasn't, it was just too big. So yeah, anyway, right, I'm gonna crack on and try not to melt. See you in a bit. Ooh. So I've had to get out early really, just because the temperatures today are due to rise to, well, depending on which forecast you look at, 35 on one, 35 degrees Celsius, and 33 on another. So I did not fancy getting out in that, and and that's talking sort of, and even by sort of 10, 11 o'clock it's going to be 27, 28 degrees. So the theory was get out way before that, but unfortunately I think I'm going to hit the sort of, I don't think I'm going to be back till 10:30, 11. So I'm definitely going to hit some of the heat. Just got to hope that, yeah, I don't wilt too much. The grand plan for today actually was some sort of progression run, but I've scrapped that given the start of my run. I'm also feeling a little bit lazy, but I'm probably in my own head a bit today. So rather than go out with any grand goals and just disappoint myself, I'm just going to run sort of reasonably steady and just to get the time on feet. There we go. I have to say, this is a little bit of a struggle. I'm just approaching 10 miles, but I'm definitely like in my own head, sort of telling myself how tough this is. I mean, it's a bit monotonous as well, to be fair, but yeah, struggling. Thankfully, I've sort of arranged to meet Claire at about 15 miles because she was obviously concerned because I didn't have my hydration vest that I wouldn't have enough water. So I can sort of break it down in my head that my next pit stop is 15 and she'll be in the car, so I just have to make sure that I don't bail. But yeah, a little bit tough, but we are getting it done. Oof, right, we're about half a mile from the turnaround point, so the plan is to get to 12.25 miles and then run back. And that should get me to the 15-mile rendezvous point at 10 AM, which is when I'd said I'd be there. So hopefully that should work out pretty well. I'll certainly be there or thereabouts. I'm only running sort of 8-minute miles, so it is pretty steady pace. But as I said, it's probably feeling a bit tougher than it should. I didn't even bother looking at my Whoop score this morning. I don't think I slept very well. No, I definitely didn't sleep very well, but I bet I haven't even got 5 hours sleep last night, so it's no wonder this is feeling tricky. But yeah, turnaround coming up. That's another mental tick, and then on the way back to meet Claire. Oh, right, I'm at 14.5 miles, so I've got about half a mile before I get back to see Claire, but this sun is really starting to hot up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because it's another 6, but actually elevation wise it's probably gradually uphill, like I said in the last bits, uphill, and I'm starting to slow down. Yeah, I don't know, I might have to jump in the car and go back with her. We'll see. I think I can see her on the other side of the road. Oh, I really hope that's her. Hello. So I managed to carry on, mind over matter and all that. Yeah, it was really, I sat in the car for a few minutes in the aircon and topped both my water bottles up and I felt a lot better. Yeah, so I just needed that last little break. What I have decided to do though is just cut the route short slightly. So I think it's going to be closer to 20 miles rather than 21 by the time I get back, because I'm just taking a little bit of a more direct route, which I think is sensible. It's getting hot now, it's about 10 past 10, and so I think it's about 27, 28 degrees, and that temperature is rising by the second. So yeah, so direct route, be about 20 miles. It is a bit uphill towards the end, which is going to be tough, but yeah, I've just got to one foot in front of the other and just count the miles down one by one now. Right, that's 16 miles done, 4-ish to go. I must give a big shout out to Claire as well for coming to me with water and an air-conditioned car, because she didn't have to do that, but that was such a lifesaver in the end. Mentally knowing she was there was so helpful, and yeah, that additional water, I needed it because I was pretty much out. So yeah, big love to Claire for doing that. Ooh, right, let's get these last 4 miles done. So yeah, just coming back into alcohol for now. My heart rate is kind of mid-zone 3, early 160s, which is a bit high for the pace I'm doing, but you know, I've done 18 miles and it's warm. I've probably had about a litre of water so far on this run, and I've probably got about half a litre left, so I should be okay for water. I had quite a lot before I came out this morning, but yeah, it just shows, doesn't it? Like I said, I've slowed down, so I'm running 8-minute 30 miles and my heart rate is way higher than it should be, but that's what the heat does. So anyway, we are nearly there. So let's look at some positives from this run. Positives: good distance in heat. Other positives: my legs actually feel okay. It's not my legs that are the problem. I definitely feel like I've got a marathon distance in the legs. Other positives: fueling. Yep, so took a couple of gels, one non-calf at about 9 miles, one calf when I saw Claire at 15, and no stomach issues, which is good. So yeah, I'd say they're the main positives. Negatives: I don't really want to focus on the negatives, and there aren't too many, to be honest with you. It's probably feeling a little bit harder than it should, but it's very difficult to account for warmer weather, isn't it? So yeah, all in all, I've got about probably 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles to go, and then I can have a coffee and a sit down. I almost forgot, it was the Sydney Marathon, so the first time as a major yesterday. One of our Harriers ran it, Colin, who I actually ran Boston with earlier this year, and I think he ran 3:51, which he was delighted with. So I think he's done all the majors sub 4, I think now, and he's 60, so fair play to him. Looked like a tough course though. The course profile, elevation wise, I think it's the highest out of any major. I think he was saying though, there's no kind of hills like Boston, but it is a lot more technical up and down, and at about 40k it gets difficult. So well done Colin, and well done anybody else that ran it. But yeah, 7 majors now. God, I've still only done 2. Last stretch, nice little easy downhill, and then an absolute bugger of an uphill. Who finishes a 20.5 mile long run on a hill? That's me. Final drag. It barely feels like I'm moving now. It's just the last little hill. But yeah, I'm just shuffling along. I'm at 20.6 and I can see the finish line, or where we're going for coffee. 20.8ish it'll be, I think. That'll do. That will do. I don't know if you can see that, but that says 11:02 and it says 36 degrees. What an idiot I am.
Done?
Done. Oh. Right, let's get in the shade. Got my nice little working setup there. And that is the outside area. So I'm sitting on the wall for the day. Good afternoon and happy Monday. So I am just out for a little lunchtime shakeout. So I've been working this morning. I've actually had quite a busy morning. I've been on calls basically non-stop, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, so I'm just getting out for a very gentle recovery run after yesterday. It took a lot out of me in the end. I think I'd underestimated distance, heat, fatigue, etc, etc. So yeah, I was a bit of a shell of a man yesterday afternoon, but I had a good night's sleep, and yeah, I'm out now. It's hot, but I am actually only going to do like a little 3 to 4 mile loop at a very easy pace. I've got water, so whilst going out in the heat of the day is not usually sensible, I'm not overly concerned because this is not about hitting any particular time goals. So yeah, right, 3 or 4 miles ish. Let's get this done. So I don't think I've actually told you where we are, other than saying kind of we're near Alicante, and I ran through Algorfa yesterday. So we're at a place called the La Finca Golf Resort, which is where Claire's dad's got an apartment. So it's really useful, really handy, because it's about half an hour drive from Alicante Airport, and 2-bedroom apartment, nice little area outside, but it's a bit of a home from home, and we try and get out here at least kind of once a year, and then maybe more if we come out with Claire's dad and wife. Yeah, it's nice. So it's a golf resort. It's obviously lots of like beautiful golf course and a lot of kind of big villas and apartments surrounding it, but it's just a nice little place. A lot of expats, so fairly heavy British influence around here. But yeah, so even coming in early September, you're going to be pretty much guaranteed decent weather, which is nice. So yeah, so about 1.5 miles into my run, nice and easy. This is far more enjoyable than yesterday. So I left Claire back at the apartment, actually blowing up a lilo, because I think she's going to go and spend the afternoon by the pool. I don't know if I said, but she's taking the day off today, and I'm going to be off Thursday, Friday, and then we're both going to be working Tuesday, Wednesday. But yeah, she's having a bit of a chill day. I don't think she's feeling 100% actually. I don't know if it's maybe similar to what I had earlier in the week. I think she's just going to chill, lay on the lilo, and enjoy the sunshine for the rest of the day. And then I think we're going to have a night in. We went out for a curry last night, just up into kind of the main La Finca village, I guess, to kind of a bit of a regular curry house that we go to when we come here, which was nice. But yeah, night in tonight, just a bit of a chill, and then we've got a few nights out, well, not nights out, but restaurants booked and planned for the rest of the week, and then we fly home on Sunday. So you can see down there, that is the La Finca Golf Resort. So in the background to the right, you've got the hotel, which actually is where Claire and I are going to be staying from Thursday night onwards, because her dad and his wife are coming out, so we're swapping. So we're going to leave the apartment and go there, and then sort of in the middle is where the big clubhouse is, which is lovely to go for a little afternoon sunny drink as well. And that's only about a 5-minute walk from the apartment, because the apartments are over that side. It's a beautiful golf course. Lots of development, building work going on still. That's been going on since I've been coming here in the last sort of 5 years. But yeah, it's really shooting up. But yeah, beautiful. I used to play a bit of golf. I have played it before, but sort of semi-retired now. Right, onwards. Okay, so we are 3.5 miles in, and I've probably got about a third of a mile to go, so we're just under 4 miles when we get back. Nice and easy, and yeah, flowers, and then I'll work again this afternoon. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow for, I think I've got planned 8 miles, 1 mile warm up, 6 miles tempo, I think, 1 mile cool down, I've got it all written down. So yeah, that's tomorrow's plan. But get out early. Good morning and happy Tuesday. So I am out, it's about 8 AM. But as I said, it doesn't get light until, well, the sun doesn't even start rising until about 7:30 here, so it's still pretty low, but I'm out. There's a bit of a breeze this morning, which is nice as well, so far not too warm. Plan for this morning, the plan is 1 mile warm up, 6 miles at marathon pace, 1 mile cool down. However, trying to find a sort of flat enough area to be able to run sort of 6 miles all at consistent marathon pace may be tricky. So I'm going down to a stretch of road which I know is about a mile long, so I'm going to have to do sort of up and backs, but it's downhill one way and uphill on the way back, so that uphill might be a stretch to try and get it to marathon pace, because it's not it's a reasonably sort of steady uphill, so let's wait and see. But that's the plan anyway. Beautiful morning. So yeah, let's go and see how we get on with this. Legs feel okay. Calves are maybe a little bit tight, but hopefully they'll loosen up as I get going. In other sort of exciting news, actually booked our flights to Chicago last night. So we had left it a little bit late, but given Boston and the injuries and all that sort of stuff, decided to sort of hang fire now. I know it's still 5.5 weeks, so I don't want to jinx anything by booking those flights, but we also didn't want to leave it too late. So yeah, so we're booked. So we're going out on the Thursday, the marathon's on the Sunday, and then we're flying home on the Monday overnight, land Tuesday. So a bit of a whistle-stop weekend, but should give me a couple of nights to try and get over any jet lag and sort of get myself acclimatised for the race on the Sunday, and then we'll go from there. Oh, so that is the 6 miles of marathon pace done. I actually changed my route slightly, and I didn't end up doing the sort of 1 mile drag down and back, because on the first 1 mile down I realised it's a lot more downhill than I thought, and I did not fancy doing that uphill 3 times. So I carried on and went down to the river, and I sort of went along there a little bit past halfway so that I would not have to hit this hill on the way back. What it does mean is that I've probably got a slightly longer cool down than I'd planned, and the session will be probably about 9 miles, not 8, but I think it was worth it, because running marathon pace on the flat was hard enough today. Yeah, I saw that I was around 6:42, 6:43, so probably a touch under marathon pace, but yeah, again, God, another 20 miles of that, no chance right now, but let's wait and see. Right, so I've got just less than a mile to go, I think. I'm just running past the golf course, but I have fortunately got what's called on the Strava segment the 3 hills of death. I don't know if you can see it, but the brute where you get up a hill, plateau, up another hill, plateau, up another hill, and it's 3 hills of death. So yeah, I've got that to finish on, but I'm pretty much moving at a snail's pace right now, so I'm certainly not going to be attacking it. But yeah, that'll be 9.5 miles done for the morning, which is good. And now off to work. See you later. Do you know what really adds to the experience of the 3 hills of death? A headwind. Good morning and happy Wednesday. So I'm just out, it's about 8:10, so I've got out about 5 minutes ago, and I am basically running down to kind of the same bit that I did yesterday, but different type of run this morning. So I'm going to be doing 1 mile warm up again, but then probably 8 miles tempo, so probably around about 7 minutes 30 per mile, so slower than yesterday. That was around 6:40 to 6:45, and then 1 mile cool down, so a little bit more leisurely than yesterday, which is nice. And I'm planning on going out back along the river, but the other way from where I went yesterday this morning. So yeah, nice morning again, a little bit less of breeze actually, so it does feel a little bit stickier already this morning. But yeah, let's get on with it. So we tried to go out for dinner last night actually. We drove up to kind of the Finca village around about sort of 7:15, and I actually sent an online booking thing for one of the restaurants up there, but they'd never got back to us. Anyway, we got up there just to go and see whether they got it and whether they could get a table. Turns out they were closed. So we had a little wander around, but it was quite busy up there, and actually quite a lot of the restaurants are closed on a Tuesday. So we sort of wandered around for a bit, and then Claire started actually getting a migraine. So she does get them sort of, well, I guess I wouldn't say frequently, I don't have them, so they appear frequent to me, but she started getting this migraine where basically she starts losing the vision in one side, and so yeah, we jumped straight back in the car and came home. Thankfully she was okay, and it sort of passed reasonably quickly, but yeah, she was out of it for most of the evening. And we did actually have some food in because we were going to eat tonight back at the apartment, so I cooked up something at home. But yeah, not ideal. So we might go out tonight, given we couldn't go out last night, or we may eat in again. Who knows? But yeah, thankfully Claire's okay. She's got out for a run again this morning, and nothing untoward. But yeah, not particularly great evening from that perspective. So I'm about 3.5 miles in, and I'm sort of back at the scene of the crime, i.e. Long Run Sunday. So I'm just going back up the river the way I came at about 17-18 miles on Sunday when I was absolutely blowing. So yeah, I'm going to carry on for another couple of miles down here, turn around and head back. But another beautiful morning in sunny Spain. So one of the disadvantages of running down kind of by the riverbed is all the midges and various flies. So by the end of the run, my face looks like some sort of windscreen of just dead bugs, and yeah, it's not particularly pleasant. And my sunglasses that I wear, they're not proper running sunglasses, so I've stopped wearing them because they just slip down my face and they're more annoying than anything. So I think I need to probably invest in a pair of proper sunglasses. But yeah, so already I'm fishing flies and midges out my eyes. Not particularly pleasant. Right, I'm just coming up to turnaround point, so nearly 5 miles. For fear of sounding like a broken record over this Spanish running period, this feels a lot harder than it should. Again. So I'm just on 6 miles, I think, but I'm running around about, I don't know, 7:25 to 7:30 minutes per mile. And my heart rate's in the 160s, which it should not be. So yeah, oh, let's hope it is just the heat and this is just not a sign of my fitness levels, because if it is, we are in big trouble. Oof. Right, so that is the 8 miles kind of steady slash tempo run done. That last mile and a half were a killer, because that was the uphill mile that I tried to avoid on my marathon pace run yesterday, but still a mile and a half of drag. Although actually, I think it was my quickest mile, just because I'm not great at sort of controlling my speed when I'm going uphill, so I think I find it easier to just put the effort in a little bit. Yeah, so there we go. So 8 miles done, and now I've just got a 1 mile cool down back, but of course with our favourite Strava segment, the 3 hills of death. Great, right, catch you in a bit. So I thought I'd just do a little wrap up of part 1 of the video, because this is going to have to be in 2 parts, otherwise it's going to be far too long. So that is my training up until the end of Wednesday. So I did my long run on Sunday, recovery Monday, I did my marathon pace session yesterday, Tuesday, and then I did my tempo session this morning. So that is, I've done about 44 miles in the last 4 days, so pretty good average, 11 miles a day. And then over the next coming days, I'm going to do a hill session. I've got an easy session. I've got another long run to do, which I'm going to have to do on Saturday and not Sunday, because we fly Sunday, and then probably some sort of recovery run Sunday morning. And then that will be in the region of around about 60 miles for the week, or probably 80 miles if you include the previous Sunday as well. So yeah, so that is Spain, or warm weather training camp part 1 done. On to part 2.